Welcome back. It's still your perfect morning starter on Channels Television, and it's a busy day for Mr. President with commissioning of a number of projects. Well, he's coming home anyway, maybe not to Bordelon, but across Lagos, he'll be commissioning one project or the other. Let's talk about these projects and, of course, other possibilities within Lagos as the Commissioner for Information in Lagos joins us right here in our Lagos studio. Mr. Gbenga Motoshe, good morning, sir. Thank you for joining us. It's good to see you again, sir.
Thank you so much for having me.
So let's begin. Of course, the Special Advisor to the Governor on Media and Publicity, Mr. Akoshile, has, given us an insight into some of these projects. We understand that the President will be commissioning the Geographic Information Service in Alausa, the Lagos Multi-Agency Building, the Tolu Schools Complex, Maracana Stadium. Please highlight all of these projects for us and the implications for the new Lagos experience for Lagosians.
Yeah, thank you so much. For us, it's a very big homecoming for Mr. President. The last time he was here, it was on holiday, but this time now is to commission projects. As you have said, these are very big, iconic projects. They are legacy projects of the Babajide Sanwo-Olu and Obafemi Hamzat administration. First of them is the Opebi link bridge, which is about 5.04 kilometers, and with a very beautiful bridge, with a carriageway, with walkway, with underpasses, and the kind of bridge that people have been looking forward to decongest the Opebi main day axis. So many people have lost time and missed their flights while trying to cross to Mobolaji Bankanto anyway to go to the airport. Well, with this bridge in place now, that will be a thing of the past. When the president leaves the bridge, he goes straight to Alausa to commission the EGIS building. The EGIS building was conceived in his own time when he was governor of Lagos State. And it's all about data. It's all about keeping our land records. They say that in Lagos, land is gold. So when you want to buy that land in Ikoyi that you want to buy, just at the touch of the button in this building, all the things about that land will appear there. You don't need, your lawyer doesn't need to be sweating from one office to the other to get information, whether there is litigation, whether there are encumbrances on the land, whether the land is free, what kind of land it is, the size, the history of the land. All of these things will be in that building, which is going to be a data center, a modern way of land administration that the Sanwo-Olu administration is introducing in Lagos. And when he leaves that place, he will go to the multi-agency building. The multi-agency building is also very big, very, very big, about 2.7 hectares of land, and it has about 4 wings, A, B, C, and D. The D is a pavilion. Then it has a penthouse where you can have conferences and meetings, a car park that can take at least 300 vehicles. What this means for the administration of Mr. Sanwo-Olu is that all of the money we used to pay to landlords that accommodated our agencies, we will be able to save such funds and channel them into some other nice things that will benefit the people of Lagos. And the most important thing, Lagosians are going to have seamless service because there will be more coordination, there will be seamless working conditions there. People are going to see the environment as a very good environment for them to work, and then service delivery will be better because the staff will be able to perform better because the environment is conducive. And if you look at the building, it's one of the buildings that are going to be added to the landscape of Lagos, right, because it looks huge and very good. But above all, it is in relation to the renewed hope of Mr. President, all of these projects, because people feel that things are tough, but despite that, new things are coming out that will make living conditions of our people better. So, and that is what this whole thing is all about, and the visit itself.
Right. So, Mr. Motosho, you've ruled out these legacy projects, as they will be called now. So they're expected to be the legacy projects of Governor Sanwo-Olu, who's meant to leave office next year. Give us proper context and background, the history of this project. Which of them were conceived by him? Because we know government is a continuum. Sometimes it's conceived by as far back as even the president himself, and then it's completed by the next governor or the one after that. So, of these projects, which ones were conceived by him, maybe started by him? Of course, he's completing them, but let's know the timeline of these projects.
Take, for example, the food hub in Aja on Lekki Expressway. It's going to be bigger than the one you have in Mushin. The president is also going to be commissioning that. What this means is that all of the food that we waste in Lagos, they can be kept here. Part of it can be kept here, because this is just a forerunner to the big logistics hub in Ketu Eremi, which is going to be on completion the biggest in sub-Saharan Africa. But the one in Aja now is bigger than the one in Mushin.
Sorry, is it a silo, or is just a farm fresh junction for sale of food?
Correct.
No, so it's not a silo?
Not a silo.
Because you talked about wastage.
Yes, the kind of thing that you have in Mushin. Now, where we used to have a dump site in Mushin, and the government built food up there and fresh food up, and people are going there to buy fresh food and at the cheaper prices and very high quality. That is the one that you are going to have in Aja, bigger than the one in Mushin. The president will also be commissioning it. It's a baby of Mr. Sanwo-Olu.
All right. So that was conceived. What about the Ojota-Opebi link bridge?
The Ojota-Opebi link bridge was conceived in the days of the president himself. To ease the traffic around that axis. But Mr. Sanwo-Olu started it in 2022.
Okay. What about the GIS?
The GIS has been there too, I think, in the days of former Governor Fashola.
The multi-agency building, that the one adjacent.
No, the GIS was the idea was also in the days of Asiwaju
the president himself.
Okay. It's in the master plan of Lagos.
What about the multi-agency?
Mr. Sanwo-Olu started it and completed it.
The multi-agency building, that one has been there forever.
Has been there for quite some time.
Who conceived it?
I think it was conceived also in the days of Asiwaju, but started in the days of Fashola.
It was started in the days of Fashola?
Yes.
Okay, but that building has been sort of completed for a while, just staying there, doing nothing for a lot of people.
It was not completed at all. Maybe what we were seeing at that time is what one could call the carcass, the facade of a completion, but it was not really completed.
So what stalled? Why did it stall for that long? I must tell you, for a lot of people, they find it funny that projects are there and we have to wait until they are commissioned before people start using it. I imagine that'll be the same for the road, the Opebi road as well, which a lot of people were expecting to use in times of traffic. So tell us, why did the project stall? Is it in terms of funding? Because a lot of people say Lagos. I mean, you say Lagos has that money.
For road, there's something that I can, as a layman, call a kind of a gestation period. You don't pour concrete, and then today, and then the next day you begin to live in a house or begin to jump on the bridge. You allow it to stay. These are technical details that only engineers can talk about. Like the Opebi Bridge now, I know that once the president opens it, it may not even be open to the public just like that. Because I know that there are so many some things, little things, that we need to do there, and that if you allow people to start using it immediately, you may not be able to use it.
So when can they use it after the president launches?
In about 2 months or so.
So it's not really ready? It's not complete.
It's ready, but what is not ready, what I think are the aesthetics aspect of it, that the engineers are insisting they must do. But if it's for people to just ride on it, it's ready today. But a road is beyond what you can just ride on. The engineers will say you have to do this at so time and this at so time.
Yeah, the why people are sometimes critical is that when it comes to commissioning, it's not a Lagos problem. So let's put that out there. I don't think it's a Nigerian problem. governors, president always like to commission, and we spend all that money that we should have used for something else to do commissioning and commissioning. But why I'm interested most is that the Lagos State Geographic Information System. Because sometimes when you hear about demolition, building collapse, it's almost frightening to buy property in Lagos. Like, be sure that what you're doing is right. In fact, remember the last time we had someone who speaks. One of the things I did ask the governor, so why did we even allow the building go up in the first place? So I want you to dwell on that GIS for us for a bit. You said it in passing. So how can people access it? Just walk us through the entire procedure, because I'm sure people want to get property in Lagos. It's a good place to have property, but people are afraid. They don't want to build tomorrow, and they say, no, you're building on government land, take it down. Or you're building close to the lagoon, take it down. And you're familiar with what I'm talking about. So I'm sure a lot of people are really interested, beyond the fancy panache that will happen today, functionality, that if I go there, I get sorted, tomorrow my building is not going to go down.
First, the whole thing is about geographic information service. It's scientific. It's about data. And with data, you cannot go wrong. You see, the building that you are seeing, the physical building, is nothing compared to what you have inside. What you have inside is everything about land matters in Lagos.
In the entire Lagos.
Yes, all of the things that we are doing now, carrying files, paper up and down, this building, the equipment inside is going to resolve all of that. At the touch of a button, you will see what is going on about land. I mean, tech giants have worked on it.
Mr. Motosho, sorry for cutting in. Walk us through. Look at me as a prospective land buyer. Walk me through from what you know. I know you're not the engineer and all of that, but at least you have a fair idea.
As a prospective land buyer, you want to know whether the one you want to buy is not encumbered. There are no litigations on it. You just do what they call the search. Lawyers nowadays, they pay to do search for their clients. And while doing this, everything is on paper. They start looking for the file, they start going to the records, they start going to the archives to look at all those things. But all those things that they are doing manually, at the touch of a button now, it will be possible when everything is fully automated. People don't have to start looking for files all over the place. Because we have had aircraft going around to map out the whole of Lagos, what is where, who is where. All of this information are stored in this building. Who owns what is the history of any particular property in Lagos. All of the information, they are stored there. So you do not need to do things manually again. So it's going to be fast. Your lawyer will just go to the land registry and ask them. Land registry, we go to using EGIS to find everything you want to know about the property you would like to buy.
So let's come back to the Ojota Opebi link bridge. Share with us the stretch of the kilometer stretch accurately, what it covers. And reports say that around March 2024, the contract amount was to the tune of 279 billion naira, following further requests. I wonder if that is true. Please confirm it to us. And if that is true, that is around a quarter of the budget of some states. How can the state government justify this amount?
Have you seen the bridge?
Yes, we've seen the bridge. Not just the on-screen effect of the bridge. We've seen the physical effect of the bridge itself.
It's not anywhere, not everywhere in Nigeria that you can find this kind of a bridge. That's 5.04 kilometers. And with roads, about 2.80 part of it is a bridge. And you have 176 meters adjoining roads. And then you have about 4 underpasses. So for you to have all of these facilities in one place, I am sure it must cost a fortune. The exact figure now, I don't have it in my head. But I know that all of the economic headwinds that we had, things are to change. Contractors are coming back to say, because there are foreign inputs in this bridge. And it's like that in almost all projects because of what is happening in the foreign exchange market and some other things, prices will go up.
The bridge doesn't run into two states, Mr. Motosho.
Don't forget that this
it just
bridge
connects two mainland areas. Why is it that expensive? The budget of Sokoto State, for instance, for 2025 or so, I believe, is 2026 is 756 billion naira. But this bridge that runs just two, connects just two areas in Lagos, costs 276 billion naira.
Do you know that to build this bridge, engineers had to dig down to do what we call piling, about 3 or 4 story buildings, down, before you could get what you are seeing, before you could even be laying all those pillars that you are seeing as a bridge. If you want to build a bridge in Sokoto, it's quite different from building a bridge in Lagos. The terrain of Lagos, the land texture is quite different. Like I told you,
the asphalt, the materials are bought at different rates in Sokoto?
Apart from materials, I am telling you that the terrain, the texture of the land, that engineers had to dig like a 4-story building down there before putting up what you could see. As if you remember when you were passing through Opebi or Jota Lane Bridge, when it was being built, for several months, almost 1 year or so, you were not seeing anything at all. We just knew that a bridge was going to be built today. They were digging. And to do that, it costs money.
So as we get to
like I said, the foreign input too, not all the materials are just local materials.
I know you quoted FX liabilities and all of that, but what was the initial cost of the bridge? And as we wind down, you also talked to us, I don't know whether you mentioned the schools in Ajegule and all of that, so that we have an itinerary. But what was the initial cost of the bridge, and what additional costs came in based on variation due to FX issues?
I do not have the figures in my head now, but honestly, not only that project, most of the projects done anywhere in Nigeria, there were variations because things change.
But Mr. Motosho, that bridge is expensive. By every
good things are expensive.
That's really expensive.
Good things are expensive.
You need 276 billion for a 5.1 kilometer road.
It's all about value. It's all about value that we are adding to our people.
No, I think maybe when we're done with this, Mr. Motosho will get a confirmation on the cost. It is not possible anywhere in the world, even if they use gold to pave that road, for it to cost that amount. Even the second Niger bridge, Mr. Motosho, cost about 400 billion.
You have not confirmed
exactly. So I want you to confirm. I've seen figures around 11 billion, 12 billion, 20 billion, and all of that. And I think it also speaks to how much information is out there. So people are able to say, okay, this is what the government says it will cost. This is what it costs indeed. But the third mainland bridge
you have to send us the exact
12 kilometers, right? It's bigger than this project, and clearly it won't cost that much. I said the second Niger bridge costs about 300 to 400. So this, which is about 5. No, I'm saying second Niger bridge. No, second Niger bridge now, which was built under Muhammadu Buhari. That was 300 to. So maybe what we'll do is get a confirmation. You let us have it, then we'll tell Nigerians on the show tomorrow.
And added to that, the confirmation of the entire projects that Mr. President will be commissioning tomorrow and the 9th of April, the Maracana Stadium, the Tolu Sports School, and the other projects that do not immediately come to mind now, but we'll recap them later. Let's have the entire figure that the state government is spending, because that is also critical, a transparency, so that Lagosians will know what the state government is doing with their very, very valuable tax.
So, before we let you go, okay, you land on your thought, but I don't think you've gone through the entire itinerary of the president. So that in case we're driving now, we avoid him. but you understand what I mean by avoid him? Avoid the routes where these things will be happening.
No, I mean, he's going to be coming from his home to the Ojota Lane Bridge, from there to Alausa.
Okay.
And that's all. And as soon as he passes, the roads will be open.
Okay.
And just as a mark of respect, they may close down the road and say the president wants to pass. And then on Thursday, it's going to be commissioning the Tolu group of the schools. 36 schools in one complex, 31 of them secondary school, and 5 primary school, with everything you can ever think of. Sports pitch that is good enough for the national team to come and train, a central laboratory, and then water harvester, fire station, everything that you can think of that makes a very good school, you know. But I have not seen anywhere in Africa where you have this kind of thing, a complex of about 36 schools. It was built in the days of Jack Conde, but Randa and Mr. Sanwo-Olu ordered that it should be regenerated, and we added 13 brand new blocks for about 18 classrooms in each of the blocks. And today is what you are seeing, the beautiful mini pitches and the main pitch that is there. Like I said, fire station is there, and then we have solar energy, clean energy, so that there will be fire supply all of the time. So the school is there as a testimony of what is possible. People living with disability, they have 2 blocks there that they can use it there. We have elevators that can take them anytime, so that no student is left behind in Lagos.
And that sounds really exciting, and we hope that it stays that way, retaining its excellence, just as Lagos bears the center of excellence, so that generations unborn will also be able to access education from those schools. But we must anchor at this point.
And just before we go, Mr. Motosho, I mean, it's good to see, but I want you to speak to this as we wind down. It's been said by a lot of people that the relationship between the president and the governor is still a bit cold of sorts, following what we saw play out with the speaker, Honorable Obasa, his ouster and him returning. So is there a future for Governor Sanwo-Olu in the president's home, in the president's mansion, when he leaves office, seeing what played out last year and the year before?
How will a father say there is no future for the son in his home? The president is a father to Mr. Sanwo-Olu. And apart from that, most of the things that you hear are just mere speculations, postulations, and things that people, imaginary things that people imagine. What happened in the House of Assembly was no business of Mr. Sanwo-Olu's, because he's not a member of the House of Assembly. He runs the executive, and he doesn't look over the shoulder of anybody to see what is going on in the House of Assembly. It's purely the Assembly business. And the president has not told anybody that he's not pleased with Mr. Sanwo-Olu. If he's not pleased with Mr. Sanwo-Olu, he will not be coming to say that Mr. Sanwo-Olu should host him, for him to be seeing all of the things that he conceived in those
Mr. Motosho is the president. He's the president. He can go anywhere.
He can go anywhere, but no president will go to a place where the governor does not. He's not happy with the governor.
But is he at least letting him have a say in who will succeed him as governor?
That is not even being discussed as far as I am concerned, as far as I
Oh, really?
Lagos
We've seen some pictures flying about.
Of course, social media.
It's only your picture that is not listed there, and I'm wondering why.
Social media, rumors, speculations, and, postulations all over the place. But the question of succession will be discussed.
Maybe the answer to that question will be in the picture that we eventually see of the candidate for governorship of Lagos in 2027. If it's, a name that has been flying about, or Mr. Sanwo-Olu's candidate. But we must thank you very much for coming on the program.
So many names have been flying about.
Mr. Motosho is the Commissioner for Information in Lagos. Thank you for your time on the program.
Thank you so much.
Must secure your commitment for another outing. There's so many other issues to touch on as far as Lagos is concerned.
Okay.
And that's how it's been on the show today. A very special day, by the way. Thank you for watching. We'll be back again tomorrow. I am Bukola Koka. Bye for now.
Happy birthday, Bukola, so that the whole world will know today is your birthday. That's what makes it special. So today is our birthday. Happy birthday to you. And Sunrise Daily is up next at the top of the hour. Bye-bye. I'm Jeffrey Uzoma.
I'm Kayode Kikelu. Have a great day.